All right, welcome back here. You're watching the Weather Channel. We're watching this big system moving across the U.S. A big severe weather, possible if not likely tornado outbreak this weekend, and it is on right now. Several tornado warnings we're tracking. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren alongside meteorologist Jackie Jarris.
Glad you could be with us tonight. We've got a lot to talk about and a lot to get through, and it's late. We're staying up late here with you because this is a very dangerous event that's unfolding. This is the most significant severe weather outbreak we're expecting so far this year in 2025. We've already had several tornadoes that have been reported, observed, and have caused damage, primarily in the state of Mississippi, and we've got a lot of warnings now down here in parts of Arkansas and one in Mississippi.
You know, and that's the one that really stands out to me, because sometimes it's the one that's the Lone Ranger, right? That's out by itself that can end up being the long track. It doesn't get disrupted by any of its neighbors, and it just goes on, and it is now, Heather's on showing us, it is an observed tornado right now. So Greenwood right now, take cover, get in your shelter, wake everybody up.
It's escalated really quite quickly. Very easy to kind of see that hook shape here where we've got the wind flowing in there, coming back behind it here. This is the hail core part of the storm, and the tornado would be right down in here. Storm motion is really fast. You know, we haven't talked about that in a little while, but these storms are moving around 55 to 60 miles per hour, so that's at highway speed. You can't outrun a tornado like this.
Really obvious right in here. There's the rotation. I mean, look at this one. You've got a little bit of green tucked in between a couple of red pixels there. That is some tight rotation. Winds going in opposite directions, really close to each other.
Are we seeing any, let's go to CC. Can you go back? Did I circle too small? Maybe. Yeah, that might be debris right there. I might have gone too small on the other area of rotation. Maybe not. No, I mean, that's the area.
It could be if it's moving with it. I mean, it could, you know, if it gets lofted up, it's hard to say, you know, the exact wind movement here. But it is, I mean, it's tight. I mean, that's. See,
we'll keep an eye on it.
If I lived in there, the family would be down in the safe location. Everybody would be awake. We would get everybody down.
Okay, now we've got a new scan. That looks a little bit more. Let's try again, shall we? So this is our area just to the north of Belzoni or Belzoni. I'm not saying it's a radar conclusion, but we're getting observed reports from the National Weather Service. So possibly someone's seen it, or maybe they're seeing something at different levels in the radar that we're not able to see at the moment. So a considerable threat right here. Kruger, you should be in your tornado safe place. Indianola, Highway 82, it's areas south of there that are going to be in the main risk area. This goes till 12:15 in the morning. So we've got a little bit of time before that one rolls on through. So this is the one renegade storm. Notice we've got some others that have been trying to get going, but they haven't been able to do that. And this is just the one big storm. We've got stuff south of Jackson too, and that's not really going anywhere. This has been a big area of concern. The last hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. This is the zone where we've had the most tornado warnings and where we've had the most ground troops go along with them. We've had tornado emergencies in this area tonight. We've had damage being reported in Rolla, Missouri earlier.
And you've got it all in there.
Yeah, quite a few. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least different areas of rotation, and that's between Poplar Bluff and areas just to the south and west of Jonesboro. So, you know, one of the big takeaways, I think, when we look at the velocity mode like this, and look at how that thing's spinning. Oh, there we go. Look at that, right? You can just see the rotation with the colors kind of going around each other counterclockwise. But this tells us that anything that develops and gets strong enough and gets a good enough updraft is going to be spinning tonight.
It's rotating.
Most storms are going to end up doing that. So we have a really strong jet streak, jet max, if you will, that's rounding the base of that big trough. And that's the energy that's going to be coming through here to really help these things fire up, allow them to grow strong, allow them to get tall, to tap into those really strong winds aloft, and the colder air to get some of these big hailstones we've had tonight too.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we can get into this in a little bit. We can go into more detail, but Heather, just like that, just a great job showing us 5,000 feet above the ground, some of these very strong winds. So severe weather is complicated. There's a lot going on, but when you get a lot of the ingredients where they don't all have to be perfect. Some can overcome the others, but there is just look at the suburbs now in Chicago. Ingredients are there. They are prime, even in the overnight hours for severe weather.
We got 30 seconds before the break, so I wanted to hit this one. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris.
No, you're good.
But this is getting into a pretty populated area. This is DeKalb and Kane counties. Big Rock, Hinckley, Squaw Grove until midnight. Tornado warning in effect here now. So storms are moving into the western Chicago suburbs.
All right, so there's Aurora. You're real close to it. I mean, we're looking at wall-to-wall severe thunderstorm warnings. This whole line is a beast with a tornado warning here just outside of Chicago. Stay with us. You're watching the Weather Channel.